Hello and welcome back to Football Fanatics Weekly. Hello to everybody who's viewing us on Facebook. This is our very first Facebook Live event, so thank you for tuning in.
Indeed.
We're bringing you all access to how we make the podcast. So,
right.
You know, if this goes well, maybe we'll do more of this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'd like to say thanks to Northumberland Christian School for hosting us. This
Yes.
is not our normal broadcasting area.
They let us
but
use the facilities here, so
Yeah.
we have a very interesting background. Hopefully nobody comes in here, but I think
Yeah.
it'll be okay. So this week, for this episode, we are going to recap the games since we last spoke. We're
Yes.
going to do a little year in review thing, and we're going to talk a little bit about Common Goal and Juan Mata's charity that he's started. So,
Yes, definitely.
Hugh, let's get started with some of these games.
Yeah, quite a few.
So, since we last recorded, there's been some pretty, not too many games, but some pretty big games
Right.
in the Premier League.
Right.
On Tuesday, Crystal Palace played Southampton,
Mm-hmm.
and they won in a comeback win,
Yes.
2-1.
Right. 2-1. So, man, this is becoming a thing for Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
They're becoming really resilient and being able to win these like late games or get these
Mhm.
late draws or something like that. So,
Mhm.
like we were kind of saying in the last episode how like we think Crystal Palace is going to get out because they're on the up and up.
Yeah.
They're just proving that even more so now.
Yeah, and honestly, when the scores were like scrolling past
Mhm.
when this game was happening, and like it came up that Southampton scored, I was like, well, just yesterday I said that Crystal Palace is gonna get out of the
Yeah.
relegation zone. Looks
Yeah.
like that's that. But then they came back, scored goals from James McArthur and Luka Milivojevic.
Mm.
So two very good goals for Crystal Palace, and another defeat for Southampton, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're down to 17th.
Yeah.
One
Not-
place above
not
relegation.
Good. Not good at all.
Ugh.
Not a good game for them.
Yeah. Good news is Shane Long scored his first goal in over 1,300 minutes.
Yeah, that's a long time to go without a goal.
It is a long time.
So, Tottenham also played a game against Swansea City at the Liberty Stadium.
Yes.
They won 2-0.
Yep. Kind of expected there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you watch this game?
I did not see this game.
The weather for this game was pretty bad.
Snowy?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like a snowy, like rainy mix.
Oh.
And like it was like hard to see the field because it was all like
Yeah.
foggy and
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
It was a really bad game. They were talking about like
Yeah.
they might have to stop, but
See, like, I've always wanted to live in England, but the weather
the
is
weather,
just...
right,
oh.
right.
Like, I would love to live in Manchester.
The
to go see
English winter
games,
weather, but yeah. So goals from Fernando Llorente and Dele Alli.
Yeah.
Dele Alli scored in the 89th minute.
Right.
So
Yeah, is that I hear that was Llorente's first goal in the Premier League for the Spurs.
yes.
And they bought him like 2 years ago? Ish?
Yeah, no.
Or is it
2
last
years ago?
January or something
I
like
think
that?
it was last January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, long time.
They
to
bought
go
him
there.
from Swansea City, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Swansea.
Yeah. Another big relegation game that happened was West Ham United 2, West Bromwich
Yes.
Albion 1.
Right.
So again, this is just like the Crystal Palace Southampton game.
Yeah.
West Brom take the lead, and then West Ham come back to win the game.
Right. And again, we said we think West Ham's going to be fine. They're going to get out, and they just proved us right.
Yeah.
Andy
Yeah.
Carroll with a 94th minute
Yeah.
winner.
Two really good goals from Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
So
I feel like everyone doubts Andy Carroll in the Premier League, but every year he gets like 9 or 10 goals in the Premier League.
yeah.
He just does his job.
If he didn't struggle with injuries, he'd be so good.
Yeah.
But
He's great.
Yeah.
I like him.
So, the results of those games basically mean that West Brom and Swansea are sitting at the bottom of the table with 16 points still. And then in 18th is Stoke with 20 points, tied with Southampton, who also have 20 points.
Right.
And then immediately above them is West Ham with 21.
Right. So that win for Crystal Palace was huge. They moved
Yeah.
up like 5
Yeah,
spaces.
that was very important for
Yeah,
Crystal Palace
huge
to
win
get that
for
win.
Crystal Palace.
Is Roy Hodgson your manager of the season so far?
You might say he might have to be. Other than Pep Guardiola, he might
Mhm.
have to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then the other game that happened on that day was Manchester City 3, Watford 1.
Yes.
Goals from Sterling, Christian Kabasele, and Sergio Aguero, and then Andre Gray pulled one back for Watford in the 82nd minute. So
Kabasele with that wonderful own goal.
yeah.
Apparently, Kevin De Bruyne is fine. He played in this game.
Yes.
So I don't know what.
It was not a long-term
Apparently
injury,
not.
so.
I mean, Pep said in the post-match that he was going to be out for like a month, but apparently not.
Yeah, it looks like the prognosis was better than that. So Manchester City are back to winning ways,
Yeah.
leading the way once again with 62 points.
Yeah.
So
Raheem Sterling scored in 38 seconds. He now has the fastest goal in the Premier League and the latest goal in the Premier League this season. There you go.
maybe not the records that he wants, but
no,
records nonetheless.
He's third highest scorer in the Prem.
Let me check.
I think he's got 15 goals now.
Yeah, he's getting up there. He is
Yeah.
getting up there.
So I believe he's third, which is surprising because he plays on the wing. But he's having a great season.
Yeah, he is third with 14
14.
goals, behind Mohamed Salah and Harry Kane.
Wow.
So.
Not
Yeah, people didn't predict that at the beginning of the season.
yeah, good company for him to be around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
And then yesterday there was a pretty big match that happened
Great
between
game.
Arsenal and Chelsea. So Hugh, would you like to take us through this game?
All right. So the first half is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just attack for Arsenal.
Mhm.
They don't score, so Chelsea counters.
Mhm.
They don't score, so Arsenal counters.
Mhm.
They don't score, so Chelsea counters.
Yeah.
It was literally just the whole game was just back and forth in the first half.
Yeah,
It was like you couldn't stop.
It was a
watching.
very
It's just no defense,
it was-
just play soccer. It was
yeah. It was kind of like a half of like bad defending,
It was-
but also bad attacking.
Yeah.
Because nobody could finish the chances
Yeah.
they made.
There was great like creativity, but then like just no one could finish
Mhm.
anything. Also
Yeah.
great goalkeeping from Petr Cech and
Yeah.
Courtois.
Mhm.
So Courtois particularly had that one amazing save where it dinked off of both posts for Sanchez.
Yeah,
Ugh.
two of the league's best goal scorers. So
Yeah. And then in the second half, people decided
or
that-
best goalkeepers. I mean.
Yeah, but yeah, I was saying goal scorers. Wow. I mean, I know they're pretty good at penalties, but
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Jack Wilshere scored in the 63rd minute. Nice finish to the near post. And then quickly after that, there was a foul in the box. Eden Hazard converts the penalty, of course. It's Hazard. He's going to score a penalty.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that was a penalty?
Yeah.
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 I did too. There wasn't a whole lot of.
There wasn't much argument.
It was like I think it was like the softest thing that I would consider to be a penalty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was
anything
still a
less would
penalty.
have just been like
Yeah.
a little bit, but
Right. But yeah, it probably
there was some very clear contact. So.
Yeah. Mesut Ozil got a yellow card in the 67th minute for complaining about it. So, then Marcus Alonso scored in the 84th minute. He just keeps scoring 6
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah, Marcus Alonso has a lot of goals, and
Yeah.
I mean, Hugh, at the beginning of the season, did you think that Marcus Alonso would have more goals than all these? Okay, let me read you some other names here.
Okay.
More goals than Dele Alli.
Okay.
More goals than Christian Eriksen. More
Okay.
goals than Sadio Mane. More goals than David Silva.
Wow.
Yeah, Marcus Alonso.
That's impressive.
Marcus Alonso is having an amazing season.
Yeah. Last
So,
calendar year, he was the highest scoring defender in
Yeah.
any league.
Yeah,
So
he's
yeah.
he defends and he gets some good goals. For
I remember
Chelsea,
when
so,
Marcus Alonso got bought by Chelsea.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Who is this guy?"
yeah,
And now he's like amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Marcus Alonso just keeps on scoring the goals.
Do you think he's the best left back in England?
Probably, yeah,
Probably.
yeah. He's really good.
He's really good.
Very good buy for Chelsea.
Yeah. So it looked like Chelsea was going to win 2-1,
Mhm.
and they were going to overtake Manchester United for second.
Mhm.
But then Hector Bellerin had a bit to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice finish.
Fantastic.
Top
yeah.
left corner,
Yeah.
92nd minute.
Yeah,
Everyone
makes up
goes
for giving up that
crazy.
penalty.
Yeah,
so,
he did.
Yeah, Hector Bellerin was the one who conceded the penalty for Arsenal. So
Yeah. Yeah. So he got it back though.
Yes.
Good finish from him.
score finished 2-2.
Yeah. I was watching the first half with my dad, and there was a time where Bellerin was like, there were 2 people on him, and he
Mhm.
just tapped the ball around them, and he ran around the other side, kind of like Bale did.
Yeah.
And he just like sprinted past them. My dad was like, "Whoa, that guy's really fast." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, he's the fastest player in the world right now."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
He's
Some
he's a quick kid.
some good attacking play from defenders in this game.
Yeah, not very good defending from defenders in this game.
Also true. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, when you have, Hector Bellin's more of a wingback.
Yeah.
Alonso's more of a wingback. Victor
Mhm.
Moses isn't even a wingback. He's like, I don't even know what he used to be. He used to be just a winger, I believe.
Mhm.
So, and then Miles on the other side is a center midfielder. So,
Right.
yeah.
So
Love
the
attacking.
results of that game mean that Chelsea are now behind Manchester United again with 46 points, 1 point
Right.
behind them, and Arsenal are a single point behind Tottenham with 39 points, but they're still 5 points behind Liverpool in 4th place.
Right.
So we still don't think that Arsenal is going to get top 4.
Probably not.
No. Okay.
They
I thought
probably
not.
needed to win this game to
Yeah. I
to,
would say
to make
so.
up some ground.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
yeah, these are the kind of games that Arsenal needs to win, and they just haven't this year.
Yeah. They drew that game with Liverpool.
It feels like a win.
That would have
but it's-
been
yeah.
that would have been a good way for them to get back
Right.
points on
Yeah,
Liverpool.
that would have
but-
been a 6-point swing,
Mhm.
so that would have
Yeah.
been big for them. But unfortunately for them, no bueno.
Yeah.
No bueno. So those are the couple games that happened these past couple days. We have some FA Cup games coming up tomorrow.
Yes.
This is the first FA Cup round where the big clubs are playing, I believe.
Yes.
So we have quite a few matches.
Yes. Premier League clubs have all been
Yeah.
thrown into the FA Cup mix. So
Right.
We'll see who goes down and who keeps going.
Right. So I guess we can take this time to do the year in review now.
Yeah.
So it's been a long year. 2 half seasons have happened.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a summer transfer window. We've had
The
a Gold
craziest
Cup.
summer transfer
Yeah.
window ever.
True. Oh, yeah. Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a Gold Cup.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a Confederations Cup.
Mm-hmm.
We've had World Cup qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a Champions League group stage and
Mhm.
knockout stage, just
Mhm.
2 different ones. What's your favorite moment from 2017 in the soccer world?
I don't know. What's my favorite moment? It's so hard to say. I will say, I think my biggest moment is when the United States failed to qualify for the World Cup. When they went to Trinidad and Tobago, and they couldn't get out.
Yeah.
I think that was my biggest moment. I think that was probably the biggest shock.
Biggest shock
If you
of
would've-
the year.
Yeah. If you would have asked me like last year,
Mm.
or like at this time last year, is the
Yeah.
U.S. going to qualify for the World Cup? I would have said yes, absolutely.
If you would have asked me after they won the Gold Cup, like people forget
Yeah.
they won the Gold
Mhm,
Cup,
mhm,
and then
mhm.
they could not qualify.
And after they lost the Gold Cup this year as well,
Mhm.
I think that just makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is not a good year for the U.S. men's national
Well,
team.
they won the Gold Cup this year, didn't they?
No, they lost it to Mexico.
That was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last one they lost to Mexico. I'm saying after they lost the last one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then they lost, they failed to qualify for the World
right.
Cup.
Yeah. I got you.
It just hasn't been a good,
Yeah. Has not been good for them.
yeah.
Um.
Because, I don't know, I
Yeah.
feel like winning the Gold Cup just doesn't make up for
No, it doesn't.
that failure.
No.
So,
Yeah. That's a good. It's a good
yeah,
shock.
that was my biggest moment.
Yeah.
I don't really know what my favorite moment was. I'll try to think of something. Hugh, what was your biggest moment?
Well, as a United fan, I was really happy when we won the Europa League because
Yeah.
that meant we were back in Champions League.
Mhm.
So it was more of a relief thing than a happy thing, I guess.
Mhm.
So that was cool. Most shocking moment for me was the Neymar, the transfer,
Yeah.
the 200 something million. I never
Yeah.
saw that coming. That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah, honestly, I thought that Neymar would be at Barcelona forever.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was, the next Messi.
And it feels like it all happened so fast
did.
as well.
Like there was hardly even like. I mean, there was rumors about it, but it
Right.
just feels like it went.
But it just
really
feels like
fast.
the rumors came, and then like the next week he was gone,
Yeah.
and it was
Rumors
just
came,
so
Neymar
quick.
went, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I think maybe it'll be hard to say. I think honestly, what happens this year might determine what my favorite moment is from 2017. Right. So like,
Okay.
for example, if Tottenham win the Champions League,
Okay.
then their group stage games
Against
have
Real.
to be my
Yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tottenham, I'm not saying anything, but I mean, they're going hard in that competition.
That's
and
true. That's true.
We've seen them beat Real already, so
Yeah. If they can beat Real, they can beat anyone.
yeah.
Although Real isn't having a great season, but yeah. Favorite goal Best
favorite goal.
Yeah, best or favorite goal.
There were a lot of good goals.
There were.
I mean, probably Wayne Rooney's half goal from
Field.
halfway.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
such a pure.
that was a
strike.
fantastic effort.
Oh. Yeah, that was great.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay.
What was your
That's
favorite
fair.
goal?
My favorite goal was Juan Mata's free kick against Leicester. That was my favorite goal. Was it the best goal? Probably not.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah,
But that was my favorite goal.
Uh-huh.
The best goal I saw was Mandzukic, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That was an amazing goal. Either Mandzukic or Bale's volley.
Yeah, both very good.
Yeah. Either one of those.
Interesting fact. Since we're on the subject of Juan Mata's goal,
Oh yeah.
Juan Mata, I believe, has the highest percentage of goals scored from free kicks of any player in
He
Europe.
does.
He does not take the most free kicks,
Right.
but when he takes them, he makes them more often than
Yeah.
anybody else.
I think it's anyone that has more than 5 goals from free kicks. He has
Yeah.
the highest percentage.
Yeah.
And he just added to that.
Yeah.
He almost added to it earlier in the season with his free kick against Everton. He hit
Yes.
the post.
Yeah.
So he's
So-
deadly from free kicks.
So Juan Mata, of all people, is
Yeah.
surprisingly good at
Yeah.
free kicks.
Yeah. He's got a higher percentage than Beckham
Yeah.
and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Mhm.
So yeah, amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing.
So should we take a minute to just talk a little bit about our plans for next year for the podcast?
Yeah,
and
sure.
everything?
Let's do that.
So this coming year, we are gonna, keep going basically the way we've been going.
Right.
Our weekly podcast, and then Champions League discussions when that happens.
Right.
We haven't really decided on what we're gonna do for the World Cup yet.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of things to cover for the World Cup.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll make some decisions about that in the coming months.
Yeah.
And then I think we're also gonna start putting audio versions of the podcast on YouTube as
Yes.
well.
Yeah. We're gonna try and get a YouTube channel up and running in the next couple days, probably.
Yeah.
So this episode might be the first one on YouTube.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that'll be fun. We get that going, and then, as we mentioned last year, there's a chance that we could be going live on a radio station over the summer.
Yes.
So we're still working on
Yeah.
that. I don't know. Have you heard back from that lady?
No.
No.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what
We'll
happens
see.
with that.
Yeah.
So.
So that's the goal at this point.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's been a good year.
Yes.
It's been fun doing the podcast.
Yes.
So, so anything else that stood out to you in 2017?
I mean, it was a big year, obviously. Real maintaining the Champions League.
Right.
Right. First time that's happened since they reorganized the competition.
Right.
So that was pretty big.
That was big.
Yeah. Antonio Conte winning the Premier League in his first season.
Impressive. Yeah.
Winning it when Guardiola didn't. Winning it when Mourinho didn't.
Right.
Very impressive. Very
Yeah.
impressive.
How about this? Who's your best player throughout 2017?
Man, I don't know. That's so difficult. I would say possibly Ronaldo
Mm-hmm.
because I mean he's had a pretty good year winning the
Mhm.
Champions League and everything.
Yeah.
I also feel like Harry Kane has had a very good year.
Yes.
Obviously, he recently broke the record for most Premier League goals scored in a calendar year.
Yeah, the calendar year is becoming a thing.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
It is. I don't really know how I feel
Yeah.
about that, but he broke that record,
Yeah.
and he took it from Alan Shearer, who was the
Right.
Premier League's all-time top goal scorer.
Yeah. Do you think Harry Kane could possibly become the all-time top Premier League goal
Possibly,
scorer?
yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that could happen.
Because right now it's Shearer,
Which would be amazing because
Rooney, and then Cole, I think, is third or something like
yeah,
that.
I think Frank Lampard
Or
something
Frank
like
Lampard
that.
is there, yeah.
But I never thought that anybody would ever catch up to Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it seems like Harry Kane might do that, so
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
That would be crazy. Yeah. He seems like the Shearer type.
Yeah.
Like not particularly quick,
Mm-hmm.
really good at finishing.
Yeah.
Really good at hold-up play.
Yeah, yeah. And it also obviously depends on if he just stays in the Premier League
Right. Which
for his
he
whole
might
career, because there are rumors about Real Madrid, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
Of course. Anytime
see.
anyone is in good form, it's like, oh, Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. 2017's been a good year for soccer.
Yeah.
Speaking of awards from 2017,
Mm-hmm.
you want to talk about Common Goal for a bit?
Yes. Yeah.
So the Guardian magazine or newspaper every year releases a footballer of the year for 2017. It's just someone that's done a lot for the football like community, not necessarily like a performance thing, but
Mhm.
sort of like a global, who has done the most for world football.
Mhm.
And this year, Juan Mata has won the award for footballer of the year by the Guardian. And the reason for that is he started an organization called Common Goal. I'm sure probably most of you have heard about it. It's where he donates 1% of his salary every year to his charity. And he tries to get other people in on it. And the goal is to have the entire football industry to be donating 1% of all of the salary. So every manager, every owner, every player would donate 1% of their salary to charity. And so this year he's won it for that. Last year the winner was Fabio Piscane. I'm not really sure of him. Have you heard of him?
I have not heard
No,
of him.
I've not heard of him
No.
either.
Sounds like an Italian player.
Yeah, it sounds like an Italian player. But so he started it about 5 months ago, and in those 5 months, Mata has been joined by 35 other football people from 17 countries and donating 1% of their salaries to Common Goal. All the money raised will be given to football charities where it is needed most, and the project now includes, beyond the players, its first manager, administrator, and startup initiative. The players, of course, are the real drivers of Common Goal, and Mata has been joined by high-profile internationals such as Mats Hummels, Giorgio Chiellini, Shinji Kagawa, and Kasper Schmeichel, as well as leading women footballers in Alex Morgan and Megan Rampone.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Common Goal? This is Juan Mata-esque. Like,
Yeah.
he's known as, like, pretty much the nicest guy
Yeah,
in
Juan,
football.
Juan Mata is he's known as a generous person, and
Yeah.
people like really love him a lot.
Yeah.
And he started this charity, and it's interesting if you've like kind of followed Juan Mata.
Mhm.
He's done sort of interviews about how crazy it is that as a footballer he makes all this money and stuff,
Right.
but when he goes back to Spain, he knows people who are like really struggling to get by and stuff.
Right.
And so he talks about that sort of
Right.
as one of the inspirations for why he started this charity. And it's amazing that they already have so many high-profile
Right.
soccer players
Yeah.
who are participating in this. I mean, I'm on the website right now, and you just like look through here,
Mhm.
and there's just some amazing people on here, right?
Yeah.
You know, Shinji Kagawa, Serge Gnabry,
Yeah.
Nicole Renner, Mats Hummels. I mean,
Yeah.
you just scroll through this list. There's tons of pretty well-known people. I mean, there's not anybody who's like Ronaldo or Messi or anything like that, but
Right.
he has a really good like group of footballers going forward, and I think
Mhm.
this might really catch fire. So
Right, I think so too.
Yeah.
He's got, UEFA is known as kind of a like money bags organization sometimes.
Yeah.
And the CEO of UEFA has joined Common Goal as well, which was a big
I
step.
did not know that.
Yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago. I saw there was an interview with UEFA and Juan Mata, and the CEO
That's very
during
cool.
the interview was like, "Hey,
Hmm.
I want to join." So
Well, that's good.
yeah.
UEFA needs to work on their image.
Yeah. Mata has a quote here in that interview saying, "For me, football is what I love to do most. It is also the thing I'm better doing than anything else. But football is more than a game. Common Goal brings together these two levels of how football is understood. We have professional football, but we also have a beautiful game, which wherever you go can be used as a social tool for change. Football has an unmatchable power."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's something that, like, football is seen as like, people have, there's like so much money in it, and like
Mhm.
FIFA especially is like,
Yeah.
like there's greed, there's like
Yeah.
the lying like bets and all that
And
stuff.
especially in like the biggest leagues in Europe, where
Right.
some players just make like insane amounts of money,
Right.
or where Ronaldo's putting statues of himself in
Right.
museums for
Yeah.
himself all over the
Yeah.
place. It's cool to have like a player who kind of takes all of like the fame and the money and tries to like channel it towards
Right.
charitable causes. So
Right. And it's not even like he's just doing it. Like he's taking the next step to be like, hey, we should get more people to do
Mhm.
this. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's one thing to
Yeah.
say like, hey, I'll just donate mine or whatever.
Mhm.
But he's like starting
Mhm.
an organization that's like, hey, we all need to get in on this, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so well done to Juan Mata. Well
Yeah.
deserved for the footballer
Yes.
of the
Yeah,
year.
I think so.
Yeah. People always ask me why Juan Mata is my favorite player, and this is why. Like, he's just a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's fantastic on the field as well,
Yes.
but off the field he's even better. So, yeah, well done to Juan Mata, well deserved. Speaking of Juan Mata, I noticed in the papers this morning that Juan Mata signed a contract extension
Yes.
with Manchester United.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they triggered his extra 12 months. So it looks like he's not going to Inter Milan, which was the big rumor.
Yeah.
So,
So.
yeah, good things there for me at least.
Yeah. For you.
Yeah. I would be very sad if Juan Mata left.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, anything else you'd like to talk about, Garrett?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, bit of
That's
a
all.
shorter extra today.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a shorter podcast. We have
Yeah.
a little bit less to talk about, but
Right, yeah. Just wanted to try out the Facebook Live, maybe get a little bit of an extra content for the listeners this
Mhm.
week. It's been
Yeah.
a while since we recorded, so
yeah.
wanted to get back on track a little bit here. Probably next Monday we'll have another episode up. Talk about the FA Cup maybe.
Yeah.
So, because you go back to school on Tuesday,
Yes.
so maybe
Yeah,
Monday
so
we'll get on.
We'll
that.
have to split again and then get back on the old cell phone
Yeah.
podcast.
Ring them on the tele.
You know, we'll take care of it like
Yeah.
usual, and
Of course.
the listeners don't even know.
Right. Can't even tell.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point at least.
Yeah. We try.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing if you're viewing us on Facebook Live. We'll work on getting that YouTube channel up, and we'll work on getting this pod up as soon as possible. So, thanks, Garrett. It's been
Thank you.
fun. See you guys.